Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. And for those of you who are new here, hi, I'm Amy. I'm a full-time reseller primarily on the Poshmark app, but I do dabble on other online platforms and I sell locally. Today I have another ship with me video for you. I do these videos every week and I go day to day. I share the different items I'm shipping out. I talk about how much they sold for, what I paid for them, and what my profit was. So you want to be sure to watch all the way to the end because I always have interesting and unique items, and hopefully you can learn some new things to keep your eyes out for when you're out thrifting. So it is Monday, May 13th, and these are sales from over the weekend. Poshmark was no good. I have 3 sales and they're lower dollar sales. Thankfully, Chairish came through and I have a couple of sales on there that were pretty high, so I'm excited to share those with you. The first item that sold on Chairish, and this is part of some retail arbitrage that I have been testing out. It is a little keychain that looks like a credit card and says unlimited funds. I just thought this was really cute. I ordered one for myself, and then and it got marked down to $15 on the website. So I ordered a few of them to test out to resell, and it's okay. It's been okay. I haven't been making a ton of money on these things, but it's been fun to try it out. This sold for $40. I paid about $16 after the tax. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $16. Sometimes when, I've said this before, but sometimes when I find a good deal on something that I am buying for myself, I will buy some extras to try and offset the cost of the item that I am buying for myself by reselling them. And it tends to work out pretty well. I don't always, double my money or make big profits, but it's kind of fun to get things in the mail and try out different ways to earn money. Now, I don't need any more inventory, but I do get bored with things sometimes, so it's fun for me to, like I said, try different things out. This item also sold on Poshmark, and I have had this forever. I am so glad for it to sell. It is a vintage, it's a gray leather vest, kind of a Western style. It was pretty distressed and worn. The lining, let's see, I think I'm gonna unsnap this so it'll lay a little bit flatter. The lining was kind of tattered, and it kind of, the leather kind of has a wrinkled look to it. But I picked this up at a fill the bag sale, so I paid less than $1 for it. It sold for $20. Not really, a huge price, but for a $1 or less investment, that is just fine. I think maybe I had it priced too high to begin with, and that's why it took so long to sell. But I am learning, not everything is worth big money, and sometimes you just need to price things at what they will sell for and, use that profit to buy other things to make more money on. Okay, so it sold for $20. I paid $1 after Posh fees and my cost of goods. That made my profit $15. Like I said, Poshmark just was not very good the last couple of days for me. But that is why I am glad I have Chairish, and I sell locally as well to kind of offset, when Poshmark is slow. So the next item is just a piece of shapewear. This is Wacol brand, and it's a very large cup size, 34G. So I actually picked this up for myself because it was new with tags at the Goodwill and it was half off. But I'm not a G and it just didn't fit me quite right. So I think I thought it was gonna work, and so I took the tags off and then it didn't work. I don't know. why I took the tags off, but I did. And then I washed it and listed it. And I, you know, listed it as such. I said, I think I said washed once. And it sold for $30. The only reason I picked it up was because Wacol brand is expensive, and I needed some shapewear like this, and it was half off, so it was only $3. So I thought it's worth the try to see if it fits me, and then if it doesn't, I can resell it. So that turned out pretty good. It sold for $30, I paid $3, so that made my profit $21. Probably something, you know, I would pick up again if I saw. So Wacol can be a really, or is a really expensive brand retail. I don't know, that probably, I don't know, I'd have to look it up, but $80 to $100 new is probably what that cost. Okay, so now on to the Chairish sales. I had a really exciting furniture sale, and I will pop up some pictures and video here while I'm talking. It's a pair of chairs. They sold for $505, which was a little bit less than I was hoping to get for them. I had them listed for $795. But the buyer was in Boston, and the shipping was going to be $500. And she kind of messaged me back and forth trying to see if she could get cheaper shipping, and I couldn't find her a cheaper shipping option. So she offered me $505. Did I say she was interior designer? So I think she had a budget. I decided to accept that because I have 6 of these chairs, and I picked them up at a liquidation for our local city offices. So they were selling old furniture from those offices. And I liked the look of these. I saw it advertised on Facebook. I went, and they had each chair marked $5 a piece. And I had just got there, and as I was standing there deciding how many I wanted to get, they said, "It's noon, everything's $1." So I got 6 of these chairs for $1 a piece. Then as I was loading them up, or the guys were loading them up for me, they said, "Oh, I hear some change in the seat of one of these chairs." I can't remember if I've told you guys this story before or not, but and then I fished out $1.50 worth of change out of one of these chairs. So I paid less than $1 each for these chairs. I need the space, and because my investment was so low, like I said, I just accepted that $505. I put my cost of goods as $2. So after Chairish's fee, which is 22%, and my cost of goods, that made my profit $391.90. You can't beat that. I still have 4 more left. So if I want to, I can hold out for higher prices, or I can just move them along for cheaper prices. Okay, so the next item that sold, I'm a little disappointed in myself about, but it is what it is. So it is this, I believe this is bronze flamingo statue. I picked this up at the Goodwill for $7. I suspected that it was bronze, and somehow I missed that there was a signature back here, and apparently this is a listed artist. This sold for $131, but now I don't know why I didn't look closer when I listed it or what, but anyways, it is what it is. I see someone has this listed on eBay for $400. However, I do see that it has ended multiple times and they have not sold it. So I could cancel this sale and wait and try and sell it for a higher amount with the design or the artist name on there, but I've decided I'm just going to honor the price, and you know, I made the mistake. So it sold for $131. I paid $7 after Chairish's fee and my cost of goods. That still made my profit $96.28. So typically I try and honor my prices when I make mistakes. Sometimes I will cancel the sale if I discover afterwards that it is worth more. But typically I try and honor my prices. It just kind of depends on you know, the item and where I am financially. You know, I'm not going to shame anyone for canceling a sale or not canceling a sale. That is completely your choice. And, you know, we do this as a business. So if we have to pay our bills and try and get a higher price, then that's what we do. Okay, the next item that sold is this vintage liquor pump decanter. This is by Park Sherman, and it is kind of embossed right in here with the name brand, and you just put liquor in there and then you pump this and the liquor comes out this little spout into these shot glasses. Isn't that just a fun piece? So this ended up selling for $100. I had it listed for $169. But the sold comps on eBay are in like the $20 to $40 range. So when I got this offer, I just decided to go ahead and sell it because it's really not a rare piece, even though it is cool. Did I say I paid $13 for this? So after Chairish's fee and my cost of goods, that made my profit $78.30. Okay, so for those of you who are new here, who haven't heard me talk about Chairish before, I have the Chairish Seller's Guide linked in the description box below. It tells you everything you could want to know about selling on there. I also have a video about how I package breakables linked in the description box below. You want to read about the fees on Chairish because it is tiered from 22% to 45%, depending on how many items you have listed and whether or not you pay for a like store subscription membership fee. I pay a $49 a month store fee to have my sales percentage be 22%. If you don't pay that, it is 30%. But I typically sell at least $1,000 a month on Chairish. So I looked at the difference, you know, what the difference would be between having the 30% fee and paying the $49 a month to take it down to 22%, and it made sense for me to pay that. I am going to try and keep listing more on Chairish so that I can make that $49 a month fee, you know, stretch farther. Okay, so that is it for today, but don't go anywhere. I will be back tomorrow or the next day to share what else I sell. Also, if you enjoy this type of video or if you're enjoying my videos and you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. It means so much to me. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2024, and I would really love it if you could help me out with that. Also, if you could give this video a thumbs up. That tells YouTube that people are enjoying my videos, and so that helps YouTube suggest my videos to more people and helps my channel grow. It's free to you, and I really appreciate it if you do that. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Hey again, it's Tuesday and I've got a couple of things to ship out. I decided to ship today because I'm not sure if I'll be able to ship tomorrow. Also, there's one thing that I sold that I want to get out quickly. So the first item, both these things sold on Poshmark. And the first item is this Ariat belt, and I really loved this detail here. It did have a little wear there, but overall it was in really nice condition. It ended up selling for $46, I think, with discounted shipping, but I only paid $5 for this. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $28.82. This also sold relatively quickly from when I listed it. Those of you who watch my videos regularly know I love selling belts, particularly Western style belts. I seem to be able to find those pretty easily in my area, and they seem to sell well. I think for a couple of reasons. Usually they're pretty good quality, and it's kind of a timeless style. Also, Western style seems to be trending lately. Okay, so the next item that sold is another one of these Coach leather covered purse chains. So this is an accessory that you can order in addition to a Coach purse. And this is another thing that I bought as part of my retail arbitrage experiment, and I think overall it has gone pretty well. Let's see, it looks like they've decided to start mowing the lawn outside. Hopefully you guys can't hear that. But I think I did pretty well on these. This sold for $165. I paid about $80 for it after taxes. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, it made my profit $52. So I didn't double my money on, so far, only one of the retail arbitrage things that I did I double my money on. And, you know, I really want to more than double my money on most items. But these items I can just, you know, click and have them delivered to my home. I know that the condition is going to be in, you know, good condition, and it's kind of nice to have some name brand new items to, you know, boost views to my closet. So like I said, it's kind of an experiment. I'm gonna package this up off camera. I don't think that I will, you know, be doing this all of the time, but if I see a good deal on something that I like, it may be something that I try out some more in the future. And it also gives you guys, you know, kind of, I'm testing it out for you guys so you don't have to. So just sharing the information. That is all for today. Like I said, Poshmark has still been kind of slow. Hopefully it picks up for me. I didn't list very much this weekend, and that's probably why it was slow. All right, I will be right back with What Else I Sell. Hey again, it's Friday, and it was a really slow couple of days, and then in the last 24 hours I got 4 sales. So 3 or 4. Anyways, I am happy to have some sales to share with you guys. The first item sold on Chairish, and it is this really fun little brass crab, and he is an ashtray. So on the inside there's this little deal for the ashtray. I put in the description ashtray, of course, but I also put trinket box and catch-all. I just thought he was so cute, and to be honest, I have been hanging on to this for a really long time. I just really liked it, but then I never ended up taking it home, so I listed it on Chairish, and it sold for $98. I priced it high because I liked it, and I only wanted to sell it if I could get a good price for it. So that makes me really happy. I paid $5 for it. So after their fee and my cost of goods, that made my profit $72.10. I will take that, especially because, you know, I wasn't using it. Okay, I just realized that I forgot to put my labels in order. So the next item sold very quickly in less than 48 hours. It is a pair of these Dansko clogs. And I have found that certain styles of Dansko that are kind of more cute sell quicker. I guess that makes sense. But these, I can't remember what the style was called on these, but I used Google Images, and they sold for $67 with discounted shipping. So I looked at available comps and sold comps, and I priced these above other sold comps because there was no other pairs in this size and this color available for sale on Poshmark. So I can't remember what I priced them out, but this buyer got a 10% off offer with discounted shipping for $67, and they purchased them. I got these at a yard sale for just $2. Let's see. Probably better start packaging them up while I'm talking. But what I'm trying to get across is that I know in general Dansko isn't quite as hot as it used to be, but certain styles that are more that someone would wear, you know, every day with a cute dress rather than just as a comfort shoe, those are the styles that seem to still sell for better prices, in my opinion. And, you know, I talk a lot about pricing items higher, particularly vintage items. But if you have an item that does not have others available on the market in the same size or color, you can price those higher because the buyers don't have many other options. And the way that I look at this is I don't look at what's available for sale on eBay. If I'm listing it on Poshmark, I look at what's available for sale on Poshmark, not everywhere in the market, because there are many savvy shoppers like us who go to thrift stores and look at all the different platforms when they're buying an item, but more people are not like that than are like that. So there are many people who are looking for convenience. So if they're on Poshmark and they want a certain item, they're not necessarily going to go to all the other platforms to buy it. They're just going to, if they find it on Poshmark, they're going to buy it. I have a feeling that these are maybe a style that's not available anymore. I'm not sure on that. But that's just something to take into consideration when you are pricing it, that not everyone is looking everywhere for the cheapest price and the cheapest shipping. They just want what they want when they want it. I wish that I had that luxury. I'm sure we all do. I just think it's important to realize that there are plenty of people out there who will just purchase something that they want regardless of the price. Okay, so the next item that sold is this really cute vintage Anne Klein quilted leather purse. I liked this because it's a cute style, really nice. This Anne Klein is really nice quality. The leather is super soft. The hardware is heavy. I just like the details. It kind of has like a Chanel type look to it. And I actually originally picked this up for myself because it kind of, did I already say it kind of has a Chanel look to it. And then I ended up actually getting a vintage Chanel bag for a very reasonable price off Poshmark. So I decided to get this one listed, and it didn't take a really terribly long time to sell. It sold for $41 with discounted shipping. It took maybe a few months to sell. It seems like this vintage Anne Klein, the jewelry especially, that the prices for certain items are really going up. So if you find a vintage Anne Klein chunky necklace or earrings, anything with that like lion head on it, people really like that style. So be sure to check comps before you list it. Okay, like I said, it sold for $41 with discounted shipping. I paid $5. So after posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $25.78. I'm not sure if I had mentioned this size box before, but it is box number 1097. It's slightly shorter and slightly thinner than the medium flat rate box, and it works well for items that are a little bit too big to fit like in a poly mailer, but you don't need the full size of those other boxes. So I do keep these on hand, and that bag would fit in a poly mailer, but I feel like I want it to have a little bit more protection than that. The next two items aren't necessarily super high sales or super high profits, but I have had both of them for 2 to 3 years, and so I am so excited to see them go. Oh, so I've mentioned this tip before for when sales are slow. My sales had been slow this week, so I went through and I did edit next list on my entire closet. And so what you do is you just go to the listing. In the top right corner it says edit, and then you just hit edit next list, and that somehow refreshes your listing in the search results on I'm not sure about on Poshmark, but it also is supposed to refresh those results if someone is Googling for that type of item. When I was doing that, I also looked at some older stale inventory and I reduced the price. Both of these next two items I had reduced the price on. And so it just makes it so if you are using a bot or automated tool or the Poshmark share tool, it just makes you look at your listings actually, instead of just having that automation, and see what's still available for sale, what it's priced at, if you still think the price is reasonable. And I always end up generating sales when I do that. Now, for people like me, I have 1,100 listings, so it took me over an hour, I think, to do that, but I got 3 or 4 sales from it, so that is worth it. I also found that I had one item listed twice. So thank goodness I found that, so that I didn't sell it and then have it sell later and think that I couldn't find it. Okay, so this is a Jade Johnny Was brand dress. So that's what I was really excited about when I found this, but this is supposed to have like an underslip, and it did not have that, which I didn't really realize at the time I bought it. So I listed it as a dress or swimsuit cover-up and mentioned that you might be able to find a slip to wear under it on Amazon. But like I said, I had this for 2 or 3 years. It ended up selling for $40. I think I had it priced a lot higher because it was Johnny Was, or Jade for Johnny Was. Either way, I am happy to get rid of this. I paid $6 for it. So after posh fees and my cost of goods, that ended up making my profit $26, which is still pretty good, even for a $6 investment. If I had to just price this for less, I think it would have sold a lot quicker. I tried to price it like it had the underslip with it, and that just didn't work. But I am happy to get rid of it. And this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about a poly mailer. If you're new and you aren't familiar with that. But for something like this, I think that fits in there very nicely. Okay, the next item is another dress. I was also really excited when I found this. It's like a swimsuit cover-up. It has the, what's it called? UPF sun protection, and it's by Sims. It's new with tags. So I got excited because Sims is a really expensive brand, and my husband talks about it all the time for his fishing gear. Now, this was a women's dress. So I don't think that many women, unless, you know, you have a fisherman husband or you are into fishing yourself, are going to be familiar with this brand. So I think that was kind of the flaw with this listing. It ended up selling for $20. I can't remember what the retail price said on this, but I think it was, you know, $60 or $70, or maybe even more. Anyways, it is sold for $20. I paid $5 for it. So after posh fees and my cost of goods, my profit is $8.98. Not what I had in mind when I bought this, but it is gone. I don't have to look at it anymore. I don't have to share it anymore. And that makes me really happy. Okay, that is all for today, but it is Friday. So if I have any other sales, I will come back and share those tomorrow. If I don't, then I'll have T-Bird make an appearance and close out the video, let you know what my sales were like for the week. Really, it was not a very good week so far, but because I had a couple higher dollar sales on Chairish, that will save me. And so I've mentioned this before, but if you are considering diversifying your business on another platform, whether it be eBay, Mercari, Etsy, wherever you want to do it, I do think it is important to, you know, have listings on at least 2 different platforms, so that if one of your platforms, like Poshmark is kind of my main platform, if it's slow, then you have another platform to potentially back you up. And I can't remember if I mentioned it in this video, but someone was sharing that it looks like they adjusted the Poshmark search function again, and so that could be why my sales have slowed down. It could just be that it was graduation week for one of the colleges here, so I'm sure there is some other colleges that are having graduation and people are busy. Anyways, just really consider diversifying if you haven't already. But if you're not ready and it seems overwhelming, you don't have to do it. It's just a suggestion that I am sharing. Okay, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Hey again, it's Saturday and I just have one more thing to ship out, but I'm happy I have something. Don't worry, T-Bird will be making an appearance after this, so stay tuned. The sale I had is just a pair of somewhat vintage 501 Levi's jeans. Now I will still pick up Levi's, but only if I can find them for like $1 or less. I do, of course, always double check to see if they are selvage Levi's, because those can have significant values. Because these ones aren't selvage, I can't show you what that means. But if you are not familiar with that, I would recommend that you look that up so you can see what to keep your eyes out for. Now, if they are vintage selvage Levi's, they can have some pretty great values. They do make new selvage Levi's too, and I think they are more expensive. But if you look at eBay sold listings for vintage Levi's selvage, also you can see how much those can sell for and the different years. I think there's also a group on Facebook called like Levi's Denim Research or something like that, and they have a whole bunch of information in their files in that group that tells you a lot about Levi's. So for the basic ones like these, they don't sell for a ton. These sold for $25. I paid $1 for them. So after posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $19. Now, some Levi's can go for hundreds or thousands of dollars. I'm not an expert, but I do keep my eyes out for unique ones. Okay, so it turned out to be a pretty good week. Poshmark was not great, but my overall sales were $1,328. My total cost of goods was $151, and my total profit after fees, cost of goods, and any shipping discounts was $900.74. I'm not going to complain about that one bit. That $500 sale for those chairs really made a difference for the week. Okay, like I said, don't go anywhere. T-Bird will be popping in to say goodbye. I'll see you guys all next week. T-Bird says, thank you so much for watching. We would love it if you would subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already, leave a comment down below. That really helps us out. Can you say bye-bye, T-Bird? Bye-bye.